Okay, well, hello there, and welcome to Echo Base X-Wing Mission Debriefing, live from what feels like Planet Hoth. I'm Walker Darko, and with me are Jake Ream
Hey everybody, how's it going tonight?
and Kevin Leintz.
Hey everybody.
All right, well, and tonight, by popular demand, we bring you the man whose face we've all seen way too much recently, Chris Day One Allen. He's the reason I can't wait for Crate Cup. And he put the content in crate, Travis the Johnson Johnson.
I may have had some liberties with the names on the overlay, so.
Well, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be a fun game to watch. I think we should have a little extra fun with some of the other stuff too, right?
Will it, though? This looks like an honorable joust to me.
Hey, Hayabusa, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. That's 2 more to go until we reach Kevin's goal of 5 subs, and we'll do a second show for the week.
That's right. I was just reminded that it's now Lieutenant Johnson. He's been promoted from just a regular Johnson. I don't want to ask what it looks like or anything, but yeah. All right.
I'm just picturing the Austin Powers bit with the keep switching words where they see the spaceship.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, with a smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I've seen bigger.
All right. Since everyone wanted it, I'm going to jump into the lists. So there's a ton of upgrades right now. Travis is running Vader with just afterburners. Vermile with Death Troopers, which is the one that keeps the stress at range 1. Wampa and Countdown. So there's a whopping 2 upgrade cards. There's a lot of cards there. And Chris is really creative with copy and paste. He's running not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not... Okay, it is 5. 5 Planetary Sentinels and Wampa with 0 upgrade cards. And one of them is doing it incorrectly because I see 0 bids, and they both preach about bids. But Chris's makes sense because he's all 1.
Well, obviously Travis knew that he didn't need a bid for this, right? And that's why he stapled those 2 upgrades to his list.
Yeah, that's right. That must be what
Well,
it is.
I think Chris was just running this as practice to see if he needs to sell one of his strikers, so he only has 5 left at home.
Yeah.
Ooh, he never sees on the table.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost looks interesting. We'll see. I heard that Travis has more passive mods, so I wonder if that'll matter / higher PS. Chris is all
Aileron
1.
City.
Yeah, there's a lot of ailerons. All right. Do you have anything else before we get into this? I mean, I don't feel like there's a lot to commentate. It is clear that they are going to set up a joust, and we did not plan this game. We did not review it in advance, or when I put it up for a vote, so I didn't know that they were just going to troll everyone.
It's kind of fitting that they did, though, right?
Do we just play music and let it autoplay?
Yeah, start the Duel of the Fates now, and we'll just let it play on repeat. And then we could even maybe get Paul to do his wah wah wah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That actually is really good.
It was funny. I appreciated it. And the fact that they just continue to use it over and over and over again to close their shows is awesome.
So there is a little bit, though, here to commentate. I mean, it is a joust. So this will be a little bit about range control / can blocks happen. I mean, that's what the one thing Chris can maybe get in his favor is if he can get some blocks to happen, he can deny actions. But range control might be a little bit tough. We'll see.
I like to decide to pick no rocks, just debris fields, and mostly try to keep them all to one side to not get in the way of the joust.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it has to be honorable. You can't have obstructions if it's going to be honorable.
Hey, Kevin. Looks like Travis in the chat is saying that he's not running Wampa. It's Gideon.
God, Ricky. All right, I will update the overlay while you two chat.
Yeah, just wanted to make a note of that.
It's Gideon. Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
Which
so
costs the same as Wampa, so still no bid.
I need to look it up though. What is Gideon's ability? Does anyone?
While you perform an attack against a damaged defender, roll an additional attack die.
Ooh, that seems good.
Seems good.
I heard rolling extra red dice is good.
Yep.
But apparently Kevin doesn't think it's worth 2 points.
It's not on poll anymore.
Okay.
This is news to me. Kevin's off the trick shot church.
There may be
no, I'm still on it.
There may be a screenshot of Kevin actually saying that heroic has value. Just putting that out there. Just putting it out there.
I mean, there has to be context, but
yes, absolutely. Anyway, speaking of context, let's get going with this game, I think.
Sure, yeah. We don't want this to take too long.
No, I heard it's a pretty long game.
I don't want this to take too long.
All right.
So
they're
so
already set up. Yeah.
The first question I have is Chris going fast turn 1? I feel like the answer should be no.
Right.
No matter what he does, he has to add 2 to his movement, doesn't he, with ailerons?
Yes, and that's part of why I said
Unless
no.
he just goes all crooked right away, just throws everything off.
He could. But I think you're right, Kevin. I think he needs to go slow first to be able to range control more effectively on turn 2.
Yeah, and is his target priority, if you had to guess, is it Vermile? Or is he going to try to mow down Vader before it gets to late game?
I mean, if you could get rid of Vader, that would make it maybe a little easier with all of his PS1s.
But really, everybody except for Wampa out initiatives everybody on his list.
Right.
So late game, they all suck for him.
Did you look in logs? Do we know who has initiative to see whose Wampa shoots first?
I did not.
Okay, well that'll be fun to watch.
But there's only one Wampa now.
Yeah.
It's Wampa and
right.
Gideon.
Right.
Yeah, but Chris has Wampa.
Yes.
No, we get Gideon. Did he?
No.
That's right.
One
No
of his.
Wampa. That's right. It's not Wampa. I forgot.
Yeah.
Travis corrected us, and I already forgot. Okay. Let's go ahead. You can jump forward.
Okay. Here we go.
Sets.
No, they're already set.
Oh, they're already set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll find out who has. No, they all shoot before. Never mind. So Chris is gonna have to move first. Mister, the tiles are all set.
Well, okay, they moved them around. They had them set, and then they decided to shift. And look at that, playing with tokens.
Look at those fancy focus tokens. You might need them.
What if this game is like just hours of them just moving tokens around, then they start moving ships just to troll completely?
Yeah. So that first one,
fast.
Chris's, goes. What was it?
Well, it was 1 forward and then. Was that like a 1 forward 3 forward?
The log says
so, right?
1 forward, 1 forward. That's obviously not.
Right. Okay. Not a big deal.
Yep.
Wow, he is just NASCARing it out the gate. Okay.
Yeah. So going really fast.
So on the 50-50 of should he go fast or not, we'll find out if it pays off for him. But I want to be on the record by saying he should have went slow turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like the Vassal log may be messed up because everything is showing like 1-speed maneuvers.
Yeah, I'm seeing all the 1 speed. Even though he's doing. Although, well, no, it's just still delayed maybe because I can see a 3 bank now.
Yeah, but I think that was for the PS1 striker that just moved.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, he's going fast.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have combat. This is the first game we've ever had combat turn 1, right? I think so.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah, mostly because we're
Okay.
never going to review a triple Upsilon game.
I'm just checking the chat to see if I'm missing anything. Or not.
Yeah.
All right, so the blaze of guns have moved forward.
Yep. And this.
Wait, is that
this
one facing the wrong way?
This one here is Travis's.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, okay, apparently I missed when that one was moving. Good lord. Alright. I feel like Countdown's in a good spot. And the Reaper didn't bump? Oh.
Well, it looks like in chat, Travis is saying he thinks the graphics may be messed up.
Yeah.
Unless he's just trolling us there, too.
I don't don't think so. Travis usually isn't the troll that Chris is. How did Vermile get so far forward and then move forward?
Ailerons.
Ailerons are before you move.
Yeah.
Boost.
Yeah, Chad was saying the same thing. How is he doing ailerons after?
Right.
I wonder if
I
Travis
think
is
there's
right. Maybe the
something
graphic-
really wrong with Vassal.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Travis said he's checking his log quick. I feel like Vader's where he should be, right?
I mean, that's a
He's
great spot. How'd he get there? I don't know.
Oh God, this is terrible. I mean, we said we thought they were trolling us, but this next level trolling.
Yeah.
Huh. So hold on a second. Slow down the log, Jake.
Okay.
So
It
Travis is laughing in chat, so I'm not sure what that means.
says that it's advanced aileroning with a 3 forward.
Oh. All right, Carlo. Hush.
Yeah, Travis, do you want to just send me the log? He said his log is working correctly.
Okay. So we apologize for
Yes.
this messed up Vassal log. We'll try to do a quick restart here, and hopefully the log that Travis has will work correctly.
Now this is X-Wing content.
All right,
this is
hold on.
proof it's live.
Yes.
Travis sent me the log. So
Unfortunately, things do happen when live.
I would just like to blame Ricky. It feels appropriate.
This is the content you all deserve from the crates.
This is like crate content. Chris talking about how he's moving files around.
This is Great Cup pregame, preseason, training camp, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Just pitchers and catchers reporting. Make your jokes.
Okay, Jake, I just sent it in Discord, so you should be able to pull it.
Okay, just a moment here.
It's only fitting, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Are there logs of 3 Upsilons asking for a friend?
No.
I hope not. Wouldn't that be so much fun? Like, I wonder where he's going to place his ships after the other guy places all his ships.
Nope, not happening.
To be fair, we do actually look at the lists, so we would know if that was a list that was being made.
There's a
Before we
request
made
for-
decision.
Try to sneak one in.
Oh God, there's a request for a Trip Upsilon mirror match.
Well, Travis has a point. I think he wants Dion to stream it so that we can elaborate more on it. I think, like, I would actually like to hear what Travis had to say during a Triple Upsilon game being streamed, just so he can talk about the puzzle.
Okay. Trying to get...
Like the warning we got from chat, never trust a crate log file, play it before you go live.
Unfortunately, we may have to do that. And there is a lot of crate log files, so that's like a large percent. Yeah, we've left the safety of Morgan. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, and I worry a little bit about if it's like an issue with just like Vassal not being updated or something that's causing the problem, so that the file won't work for us, but it worked for there. Or...
Is it not loading, Jake, or what's going on?
I'm having to... I had to download the file, and then I'm trying to get it into Vassal, because, you know, Vassal works very well. takes a few minutes to load sometimes. So it is coming, just slowly.
As she said.
What version of Vassal are we running? You know, Jake? Travis just said he had updated to 841 before the episode.
825. So not current version.
825. What version was? I suppose it's backwards compatible, so it should be fine.
Let's see. Yeah, my module is 825. Vassal version is 3217.
Travis said they played it in 8.3, so I wonder if we have a Vassal module issue.
We'll see what happens when I load it this time, and if there's problems, then we can try to download it again quick, and maybe you can talk about dealing with the triple upsilons.
A puzzle. It's so real. Okay. Well, I can at least see now you've got the game up, so we'll see if it's
come on,
working. All right. Well, attempt number 2 with Travis's log.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hey, that looks much better.
Much better. Okay. All right. So we'll back up a little bit here. Turns out Chris did the right thing and went slow, huh?
God damn it! I like saying that Chris did the wrong thing.
I mean, I guess we don't have to accuse him of doing random rolls for his moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor.
All right, let's get it started.
All right, hold on. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so Chris does go slow.
Right? Yeah. So.
Sense. Okay, the right decision. Yep. Good job, Chris.
I don't know. I was interested to see how Vader got in the middle of the map, though. That was pretty good.
I like that it still calculated
crazy.
the bumps.
I say when I went through the first couple turns of the log before, it didn't do that, so that was before we went live here. But anyway.
Oh, and he just moves them in unison. That makes sense. So Chris does, I think, range control just out of range 3 for turn 1.
We're still getting shots range 1, right? No?
I'm sorry. Just out of range 3. It looks...
I think they are just out of range 3.
We'll find out in a second, right? Once
Yep.
they turn everything on. Yeah, just out, looked like.
Yep, there's your...
Nice.
Yep.
Nice range control.
Which is why we said that he should probably go slow, right? Because
Yep.
if you're using your rule of 11 properly, you can do a really good job of range control there, and now set yourself up for controlling some of those bumps next turn.
Yep. Well, and so we should probably talk about that, right?
Yep,
so
absolutely.
It's very important that Chris doesn't have an engagement where only some of his ships are firing. In order for him to win this game or have any chance of winning, he needs to have concentrated fire, especially since he's got to deal with probably losing 1 or 2 ships before he gets to shoot because of initiative.
Mm-hmm.
So if he, let's say the front row of strikers were just a little bit further ahead and Travis got 3 shots off before Chris could even shoot, he might lose a ship. And now he's down from 6 ships to 5 before he ever can shoot.
Yep.
So this is really, really important to at least talk about range control and talk about that rule of 11, where if you move 11 bases is exactly the distance that needs to be moved in order to achieve range 3.
Mm-hmm.
If both players are starting from the full forward position at range 1. And 16 bases is the number of bases that need to be moved in order to get to range 1 from that same position. So this was really good range control by Chris.
Yep.
Travis is in chat, just all caps, joust me. And all I can think of is like Schwarzenegger from Predator.
Yeah.
Come on, kill me.
It is good to point out too, though. Travis did something with Vader to help keep Vader safer. He's kind of hidden him behind the obstacle. I mean, he also gives himself the option that if he wants to go around with afterburners, he potentially could. I mean, he might not have a shot in the next turn, but I like that Travis has made it so that it's harder for Chris to just charge at him, at least with the 2 on the right, because he has to deal with the debris potentially. So this was also another smart move of Travis. Like, it's just a small thing, but it is important.
Yep. Chad is asking if, with all the generics, if Chris shouldn't try to engage at range 3 to decrease the odds of losing 2 ships in 1 round.
So I would say no, and here's why. I think in order to get that engagement to happen optimally, he has to deny actions as much as he can and get concentrated fire. Because if he doesn't, I mean, with 3 ships shooting, let's say Vader doesn't shoot. 3 ships shooting at a striker, that striker's dead. It's going to spend its token probably on the first attack, maybe not. It's going to spend it by the second attack, and at that point, it should have already taken at least 1 damage on average. The third attack will probably finish it off, and that's assuming he only has 3 shots.
Yep.
Now, Vader's going to get heavy modifiers because he's got force, and he'll probably have a target lock. So Vader's probably slipping through a crit on anyone. And if it was at range 3, yes, you'll have more green dice, but sheer weight of dice and modifiers on Travis's end would favor him in that engagement. So it's really hard to do, but if you can make it so that it's harder for Travis to get focused shots on individual ships, you could leave the targets that you're presenting to Travis, if possible, at range 3 so they have the ultimate defense that they can have, meanwhile denying actions. And that's, like, it's really hard. This is a really, really, really lopsided matchup. It's really difficult for Chris. But in theory, that's kind of what you have to do. It's a mix of blocking and it's a mix of range control, which I think is the right play. But I mean, it's really hard. This is a really hard matchup.
Yeah, and Travis in the chat is talking about that too. That you've kind of got 2 poisons, right? You've either got that engagement where you need to have all of your ships in range in order to engage, or you do this where now you can jump that range band and throw blocks and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, ideally, if you could get them all in range 3 with shots, that would be nice.
Right.
But that's tricky.
Yeah, and because of just all the dice that's thrown at you before you get to shoot, I mean, he's still an advantage anyway.
Looks like they've got most of the dials there.
So here's the thing with Vermile. Yes, you kind of want to deny Vermile actions because he's more or less your best target. Like, Countdown is kind of your worst target / Vader. But the trick with Vermile is you have to account for the ailerons too. So blocking him is much harder than just trying to block a typical ship, because Travis could dial in a move predicting the ailerons. Like, he almost has a slight supernatural, right? He can respond to the board state with his movement before he actually executes a move. So it's much harder to block Vermile. I mean, he does pick up a bunch of space, which helps, but it is harder to block Vermile.
Right. You've got to account for so many more locations.
Yeah, I do think you kind of, you don't want to, but I think you almost have to ignore Vader for a turn and try to get, like, Chris, I think, has to try to get a ship off the board. And Vermile is your best target, at least from a damage getting through standpoint, just because of 1 agility.
Yep.
Killing the TIE fighters, also likely, but I feel like Vermile is going to do more damage because of his ability, especially with having multiple shots at higher initiative. He can strip tokens, and then Vermile is always going to be online. And Death Troopers is going to be annoying if he has to start slipping. So I feel like Vermile is probably Chris's target of opportunity here. But you're still going to be eating shots from Vader, which is also not a happy feeling either.
Yep.
So we'll see what Chris does. I'm kind of curious to see how he approaches it. I assume he doesn't sell out on Vader, but maybe.
What if he just runs for time and hopes for final salvo? He's got the advantage.
If he would be running for time, I think he wouldn't have faced him this.
Right.
It's a feint.
Yeah. Huge feint.
I'm pretty sure Travis looked at him and said, "Chris, I don't believe you."
Okay. All the dials are set, so we're ready to move on if we got anything else to talk about beforehand? Otherwise, we'll go.
I don't think so.
Okay. So we've got an ailerons move there, and then just another one forward.
So he's keeping Vader honest.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's good. He's protecting that flank. You know, he's making Vader have to turn away if he doesn't want to deal with taking shots there.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
And banking
so the
in.
rest will probably all face another squad of 3. That makes sense. I'm assuming he's just got a 2 forward Wampa. Okay.
Yeah, 3 bank.
So
I think we are roughly where we were in the other chat log, just in a very different way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would block the ailerons from Vermile, and assuming Vermile goes slow, it would potentially block a 1 forward after the 1 bank bump, maybe. So this is a pretty good spot for Chris's striker. He would also block a 2 bank in if he doesn't go straight with Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
But if he goes straight with Gideon, obviously it won't block.
But again, if you block the ailerons and the move completes, he didn't really do anything as much as just stunt his move.
Right, which is why this is tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this also does, I guess, trying to judge off of vassal stuff, that striker there up in the middle does also present his arc for Vader. So if Vader turns in,
he does. Yep.
You've got the same effect as that very first striker. Is, you know, you're using it as a blocker, but he's also turning it towards Vader to at least threaten that area.
This Vader's just pulling everybody with the Force.
All right, so next one's move forward, probably just like what one? Okay, they're going in.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, 1 forward aileron and then 2 forwards. So.
Okay, so if he goes slow, Chris might be able to focus fire on the front, if not the rear.
Yep.
Striker.
Well, and now with that, try to show you here with this striker here. If he blocks the ailerons, Vermile with this front one, and then also blocks a slow move, now you have a range 1 shot with that striker, and possibly even that striker. Yeah. Well, true.
But
it's if he's alive, but.
Yep. I mean, he's got all his actions. That's the best case that you can do is, right? You know, like we talked about before, is try to deny actions and maintain your own action economy.
Yep. Absolutely.
3 forward with Wampa. Okay. He's got pretty good arc coverage. Like Wampa kind of has a shot on if Vader comes in. He's got 1 striker presented to Vader, and then he's got that one that's at the angle that can also potentially shoot at Vader.
Yep, that's another good thing to point out there is Chris is in a good spot with all of his arc coverage. He's not.
Yeah.
Every ship is not pointing in the same direction. You know, he's got them staggered, and probably setting himself up pretty good for next turn as well. So. That's something to consider when flying these, you know, with 6, 7, 8 ship lists is, you probably do a little bit of block formation flying, but Dallas talks about this a lot where you have to know when to break that formation and start putting, you know, arc coverage in different areas of the board. All right, so Travis's striker, ailerons bank, and a 1 forward.
Does Gideon 2 bank in or go 2 forward? That's the. Oh wow, he fit the 1 bank.
Yeah, so this is what we saw from the very beginning. There must have been something wrong with that log. Yep.
Oh boy, and then he's gonna do the 1. Okay.
But he banks and bumps.
Yeah, so this was Travis, I'm assuming, dialing in a 1 bank so that he could respond with ailerons if he needed to, like he just did.
Yeah. You're right, Travis. Beautiful it was. Absolutely
I enjoyed
beautiful.
Travis in the chat.
It was. Okay, so he did block the 2 bank of Gideon, but he'll be real sad that 3 of his arcs are probably inactive. Or I should say 2 of his arcs. Unless he maybe clips Gideon on the corner, maybe. But this is also the thing that sucks about being lower initiative and moving first is you kind of have to guess, and if you guess wrong, you can be caught with your pants down a little bit.
And so here's Vader turning in.
boy, Vader wishes he could lose.
Yep. Checking
I'm
his
pretty
target
sure
lock.
that striker number 4 has just shit his pants completely.
Well, so here's a fun decision we can kind of talk about, right? Travis has to make a decision right now. Do I leave Vader right there, or do I barrel roll him? If I barrel roll him, he's probably in more arcs than if I just stay there. But I am taking a range 1 shot.
Yep.
I'm assuming this has to go through his decision process. Because I can't quite tell if the one on the far left side that's at the angle, I think he might have a shot at Vader if he's where he is right now.
The PS1
Yeah, on the
up
far
by
left
Gideon.
side. The one that's touching Gideon, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I think he's
I think he
definitely
has
got
a
arc.
shot.
Yeah, I think so
But
too.
if you were to barrel roll back, would he still? I
That
know
I
it's
don't
passive,
know.
so it's harder for us to gauge the range.
Yeah.
He's got the angle. It's just the range. Yeah.
Okay, just curious. We'll see what Travis decides to do, but it is a decision that he actually has to make.
So, question from chat. So, was Vermile not blocked? Would there be an argument to jam the focus on the striker that's at range 1?
I thought his aileron's cleared, but his 1 bank bumped.
Right.
That's what it looked like.
I thought so too. So, where's that extra focus token coming from?
I'm not sure. But Travis pointed out, so he was fine with eating a range 1 shot when he has 2 force and a focus, which, correct. I mean, you've got mods.
Yeah.
It's just a question of would you want to or not.
It was an incorrect keystroke, is what Travis was saying. So, he did a 1 forward with Vermile there, not the 1 bank.
So the block we saw never happened.
Yeah, the block did not
Okay.
happen. It was an incorrect keystroke. So, that's why he's focused.
So then they asked, would the jam be better? Probably not, because the jam is only going to... I feel like modding your dice on offense is just going to be better here. Because, I mean, you give Vermile's ability... Is a focus better than Vermile's ability? I would say yes. I think that's the question that Travis would have to ask. And in my opinion, that's where I come to as a conclusion, is a focus better than Vermile's ability? I feel like yes, like every time.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't need it, he can save for defense.
Looks like one of the guys from the chat log is going to go check the dice calculator quick. So we might have an answer for that.
And Countdown has the same initiative as Vermile, so he could try to strip tokens with Countdown and get the best of both worlds, kind of. Okay.
So we got
right.
a target lock and then a focus out of Vader. So he did not reposition, but did spend a force for that focus.
Right. And a reposition might be the wrong decision here too. So.
Yep. So this is Travis's Vader shot. Hit crit. Probably at what, the number 3 striker, the one that he's got target locked.
Yes, the one he has locked.
Yep.
Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to roll 3 dice.
Right.
And then did he spend the lock?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, turns attack die 2 from a blank to a hit.
Hits a crit, so he's using the chassis ability.
Yep.
And then he spent target lock to change. Okay.
Yep, and then
Spends
spent
force,
a
makes
force.
a 3.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Strong attack, range 3.
Seems good.
Yeah.
2
Ooh.
crits.
Yeah, that hurts. Crits are... Is that a direct hit? Yep.
Direct hit.
So he's at 1.
And the second crit is damaged engine.
Okay. So it's at 1 health left.
Yep.
Yeah, ouch.
So chat came back with the answer for that. If he did the calculation or input stuff right, it's 2.19 versus 177 in favor of jamming.
Really?
Yep.
Travis even said good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised, though. You'd think, Okay, cool. It's good to know.
Yeah. That was at range 1, so he's going to check range 2 as well. So.
Okay.
Anyway, keep
so
going.
Vader shoots.
Yep.
I'm assuming, I don't know if Gideon's going to shoot next or if he's going to have Countdown shoot next.
A range 1 shot.
So, yeah, it's probably Countdown.
We will find out. He didn't mod anything, so.
Well, so he saved the focus. Okay.
Yep.
So
This.
that one takes a hit.
Yeah. So that was shot at the number 3 striker of Chris's, so it's destroyed now.
Wait, say that again?
Um.
3 striker?
Yeah. The vassal log says Chris decreased the PS3 hull to 0, and that's what he's.
That's okay.
So that was Gideon's shot at.
That was Gideon's shot.
Yep.
Okay.
Using his ability to
Gotcha.
get the 4th die, and
Okay.
then destroyed that.
So he did shoot Gideon first. Okay.
Yep.
And he had a damage card. That's how he got the 4th dice. Okay.
And here's another range 1, 3 hits.
Ooh.
And this is on the number 4. So that was either Vermeil or Countdown shooting at number 4.
And did he elect to spend the focus? Oh no, he didn't. Okay, he
Nope.
saved it.
Yeah, it says it's countdown shooting.
Okay. And here's the other range 1. Oof. Ouch.
That's just a dead. Yep.
Yep.
Spend that focus you saved.
Yeah. And fuel leak is the crit.
Crit that won't matter. Okay. Well, I heard killing 2 ships before they can shoot is strong.
Yeah, very.
Seems good.
All right. How much damage is he able to do back?
Ooh.
That's a strong roll. Ooh.
Ouch.
There's no force for blanks.
No.
Chris is now on the board with 36 points.
Yep. And Travis was pointing out that the math was in his favor to kill 1.5 strikers on the opening, so slightly above average.
Makes sense. And then we've got at least a couple more shots.
Yep. Range 3 from number 1 at Vader. Blanks.
That's not good. But averaging the roll, right? Because he just had 4 symbols on 4 dice.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
Yep.
it's averaging it out to the mean, and now Vader rolled a couple of A's, also averaging it out to the mean.
Let's just call it karma.
Or not Morgan's dice.
Yeah. And here's a range 1 shot at Gideon.
Morgan's dice is because the
Ooh.
toilet water goes the other way when he flushes.
Just a hit and rolls all paint.
All right. So 2 kind of just whiff shots.
Yep.
1 more shot from Wampa, range 1, so this will be 4 dice. If he takes it on Vermeil, which I assume that he will.
He looks
I guess
like
you could
what he's
shoot
got at range
Vader.
3 at Vader, yeah.
But do you want to? He's got a focus and he's got 4 dice. I mean, if you're trying to swing for variance, but I feel like I'd take the shot at Vermeil.
Rolls 2 crits.
It's not range 1, so he must be shooting at Vader.
Yep.
Yep.
God, I hope those lines go away.
We'll find out. They might not, because you're the observer, and this was Travis's log.
Looks like they might be stuck.
Oh well.
Still not our worst.
Okay, so how can we recover from this board state? If you're Chris. I mean, you've got half on Vader already, which is progress.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume Vermeil's probably going to sleep.
Pat just said, you concede.
Well, yeah, you could concede. Speaking of that, I did mention before the show, I was talking to the guys. So after our first game that we had where the lines were stuck on the screen, I did make a bug on GitHub for Mulan, and he closed it because he said it's been a known issue for a while. He did open it, I want to say like on Friday or Saturday or something like that, and then closed it. So I think he was looking back into it again. Maybe the new version of Vassal or some update in the future might have it. I was just surprised that he had reopened the ticket. So at least he's aware of it and he's potentially looking at fixing it. But so let's see here. Vermeil's gonna flip around, right? So that makes you less inclined to not have actions with your strikers to try to turn off Vermeil's ability. But
I like the chat line or the chat log on Vassal is just Chris going, "This is fine."
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, they did just joust, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris had something going on that night, didn't really want to play the game, just get it over quick.
So I'm thinking the striker on the right is probably going to try to bump with ailerons and then salute behind Vader. I don't know if the left one really wants to salute because Vader's probably coming in for a nice shot. I wonder if you almost try to move the strikers on the left in to try to block Vader's moves, just to deny him actions of a target lock. Yeah.
You're saying kill box Vader is your only chance.
I don't like it, but maybe.
Pray that Travis makes a stupid move.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of advice in this situation.
Yeah, losing what, a third of your list in the first round of shooting is not ideal.
No, I mean he got some damage in, but it's on the most elusive ship.
But I think I would trade half of Vader for a third of your ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Travis said in the chat that his testing has shown that Vader list pumps consistent opening damage, so that's why he jousted.
Yep. Okay. Oh, that's right. I need to update Vader's forces at 2.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see what they do. I don't have any real recommendations how to finagle your way out of this one. You could try to kill box Vader, and maybe that's the best thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It feels like a Dukes of Hazzard thing. Like, how will the boys get out of this one? They won't. This is the one where they die in a ditch.
Would you hard one Wampa to the right? Just so that you could still take your action, and if Vermeil just sloops right, I guess he just gets behind you and says that he doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't think there's really anything you can do to stop Vermeil from getting behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, because if Travis dials in, like, what's the sloop on the... Is it a 2 sloop?
I think it's a 2, because the strikers are 1 sloop, right?
On Vermeil, it's a 1.
Oh, it's a 1 sloop, but still, even if he dials in a 1 sloop right, there's literally nothing that Wampa can do about it, because if he actually turns in, he'll just go, okay, I'll aileron into you, and then I'll do it, instead of just going forward or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of options for Chris. And I don't even know, he could maybe squeeze in like a 3 hard, but again, these are just like bad moves, right? Chasing yuck.
Yeah. I mean, but Chris is at a point right now where he has to start pressing, right? Like he's got to take the risky plays and stuff like that to come back.
He has to hope for variance.
Yep.
Kind of.
Okay, so bank and a 1 turn out of Chris's number 1 there.
Okay. So does the other one come in for the block on Vader, or what does he expect Vader to do, I guess is the question.
So that's a ailerons bump.
And then he's going to probably 1 hard.
Yep.
I'm kind of surprised he's not trying to block. Well, I suppose Vader has a 1 forward now, doesn't he? Yeah, I think you're just guessing. So Wampa jumps over the top. Is he just taking an evade and clenching, or a focus and
Focus.
clenching?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I figured he'd try to avoid red maneuvers. Yeah, that makes sense. So then, does he do the one hard? Yeah. Okay. So he's using the one on the right side to try to block Vader's slow moves, and then you just kind of hope that Vader didn't go 2 or 3 speed. Makes sense. Hey, look! I bet you Vermel's gonna. Yep.
Yep. There's the sloop out of Vermile.
Who would have guessed? Makes sense.
And
It's just the right move.
Yep. K-turn out of Countdown.
Hurry! Everyone shoot a countdown when his ability's offline.
All those arcs that are facing him.
Mm-hmm. There's some good stuff, good talk going on in the chat. It's kind of going quick, though. Hard to keep up. I don't know if you guys want to scan it and touch base, but mostly just Travis talking about the list and why he's flying this, and that he really likes this one for hyperspace.
Well, I feel like Travis is off to a good start, being the fact that he has 4 ships on his list.
I would agree. So Vader.
Wait. That means you're not flying 3-ship lists anymore, Jake?
Let's go back to this game.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. So Vader says he wants none of it and turns away.
Okay, and I think Travis mentioned. Does he remember he has afterburners?
I thought I saw in the chat that he said something about afterburners.
He said something about forgetting about being not being able to use them when you're stressed.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he does use it there.
Okay, makes sense.
Oh, he didn't know he could use it while stressed earlier.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Smart move. So Vader wants none of it and gets out.
Yep.
That makes sense.
And he's stressing that he does now know that he can use it
while stressed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Chris is just gonna clench some more.
Yep. So we got a Travis shot. This is. Let's see, who's shooting 4 dice? Is that Gideon?
Did he already roll? Are those the 4 dice that were rolled? Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah, he rolled 4 dice there. Wondering if that's...
None of them have damage cards. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, let's see what happens here. Okay, accidentally rolled 4.
Okay. So does he spend the focus?
He didn't get any hits. Or it looks like
Chris... Oh, sorry.
Chris already rolled.
I forgot that he didn't have any focus mods for offense. Okay.
Yeah, so that must have been Gideon's shot, huh?
I think so. It's a lot of evades. Okay. That's where they were last round.
Yeah.
And now... Okay.
So one thing I don't like about Vaso is you're having to guess what...
Well, it says like range 3, countdown, major Vermile. I guess that... Oh, never mind. That doesn't tell me what I need to know. You're right.
Yeah.
It's less obvious who is attacking.
Right.
We kind of have to figure it out.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, really good round for Chris then. He took 0 damage so far. That's massively significant. That's also what attacks look like without modifiers. Highly variable.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like it's just going to be a range 3 shot at Gideon. And he's got a focus to spend.
Yep. Good roll there, though.
And 1 evade, so Gideon's taking a hit and a crit.
Yep.
Could be dead.
Stunned pilot.
If there's a bump, he takes damage. Okay.
Yeah, Travis is saying...
Points-wise,
Travis is saying that they were voice chatting while playing this game, so that's.
I figured they would be.
Yep.
It's the easiest way to do Vassal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For 100%. Then you're not saying
So
set over and over again.
Right.
I will point out, points-wise, there's only a 17-point difference. So.
Yep.
There is that.
Looks like Chris has got a shot at either Countdown or Vader at range 3.
I assume you take the shot on Countdown because his ability is not active and Vader's got mods plus more dice. So if I had to guess, he's gonna shoot at Countdown.
Yep.
That seems like the most logical, mathematical. That seems like the best decision. I mean, that was a good roll.
Yeah.
Spends focus for 3. Okay, so he shot at Vader. Chris, don't chase the variance like that. You don't have to go that hard for it. Okay, so then no damage.
Yep, no damage to Vader there, and that was the last shot.
Okay. Just trying to think of how you can turn these strikers around and have them still be annoying and get in the way. So Vader probably doesn't K-turn here. Because do they? I suppose I can look, can't I? I'm just going to look at the advances dial because I haven't really looked at it for 2nd edition. Well, you two can talk about
The most important thing to know about the TIE Advanced style is it has the 1 forward.
But doesn't it have like talon rolls now?
Yeah,
it has talon rolls. It has 4K and 3 talon rolls.
Yep.
I still don't think you talon roll here, but he could because he's got force.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought.
But if you do Talon roll, and if Chris commits all 3 of his strikers going after Vader, that could be a pretty sad Vader.
Right. Well, I mean, so here's the other thing too. Yeah, no, you don't want to waste your coordinate. Nah. Nope. It was just an idea.
Yeah.
All right, we're at turn 4. Over under on number of total turns this game goes. Let's set it at what, 7.5?
I would say 6.5. 6.5 is pretty aggressive.
Take the under of my 7.5 then?
I would take the under.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over just to be different because Travis only has Vermile and Countdown going in towards Chris's strikers.
Well, Gideon's there too, though.
Well, yeah, Gideon is there.
But Gideon's kind of terrified right now.
Yeah, and with Chris moving first, if he can correctly predict where like Countdown and Vermile are going, he can reduce some shots. So I say over on 7.5 turns.
Okay. I mean, it's likely that this goes to 7, but
that's why I gave you the half.
Well, that you have to, right?
That's why I took that there.
Gave you the half so there's no tie.
Are you just going through to where the dials were set again?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're already moving. All right.
Yep.
Sorry, Chad. Chad's having a discussion. It just ended with, the point is 5-striker Wampa list is good at nothing.
Oh.
And now they're listing all the things it's not good at.
That's great.
All right, so we're going to see ailerons from this one into Wampa.
Yep. And then a turn down.
Take focus. Trying to figure out what he's doing with these other 2 strikers, given the aileron moves. Guess you could just like hard 1.
I mean, if you, yeah. With number 5, if you one bank, one hard,
Yeah.
you're going to end up somewhere right in front of countdown, probably trying to eliminate actions and maybe turn his gun off.
Well, I don't think he can block him. I just don't think there's a way to do it to get there far enough. Unless if the back one does an aileron bank in and then a 3 bank. I still don't think that's far enough. No, it's not. Even like a 3 hard and then a barrel roll's not far enough. Okay.
Okay,
Keep going.
we'll see. So Wampa K turns.
So he does K turn Wampa. All right.
Oh. Aileron's away with number 5.
Hard 2. Huh. Not where I expected
Hard
he would
1.
go.
Yeah, 1 left. So
Okay.
what could his possible reasoning be there? Create a little bit of space and maybe threaten Gideon?
I mean, maybe. But I feel like Gideon's going to 3 hard away, knowing that that move is not blockable. Like, I figure Gideon would 3 hard down towards the board,
Mm-hmm.
bottom. So, I mean, he's definitely screwing him if he 3 hards up. I don't know. Maybe he thought that was an option. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Chris admits that this many ailerons is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is a lot of possible positions that
Right.
you then reposition to.
Yeah, I mean you're having to plot 2 or possibly 3 ending locations for every single ship that you have. That's stressful.
And that's not accounting for a barrel roll on top of it.
Right. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
but-
this was the
Yeah.
misjudge of
Whoops.
where he'd be. And
Yep.
They kind of bump into each other. I can see what he was trying to get, though, right? He was trying to get one to be kind of at like a 45-degree angle, covering Gideon's
Mm-hmm.
retreat vector, and then the other one to kind of cover the other side to get shots at countdown. So I can see what he's trying to accomplish,
Yep.
at least from a vector with Ark's standpoint.
In the Vassal log, Chris said super fine. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. The game's been great since round 1.
He's got a 1 bank out of her mile. One.
Oh, wow. He turned in with Gideon. I didn't expect that. I figured he would 3 hard Gideon away. Oh, boy.
Gideon v. Wampa. Ignore the rest. Go for it.
Ugh.
The real battle we all wanted to see anyway.
So does Vader just like 3 hard? Has he moved Vader yet?
No.
Okay.
Vader 3 turns away.
And he's safe, so he really doesn't
Yep.
need to do anything.
Picks up a lock on number 1.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Yep. You're not getting shot and you're at range. Like, yeah, sure, why not?
I'm gonna up his force to 3.
Okay, we've got shots here. A range 1. Somebody's taking a crit. Probably number 2 there.
Is that an undamaged one? I think
Council
it is.
fire.
Yeah, it's an undamaged one.
Yep, it's number 2.
Just 1 crit, right?
Yep, just 1 crit.
Okay, I got it updated. I like that they're using the target lock tokens with the crit name. I'm assuming Is this Gideon shooting at somebody?
Yeah, because he changed blank.
Okay, so 2 face down.
This was Chris's number 1, taking 2 damage.
So this is a different ship. Okay.
Yep.
My bad. All right. Now 4 dice. Is this? This is countdown, right?
Presumably yes. Countdown at
Okay.
the PS number 2.
Okay. And then he needs to get 1. Oh, he needs to get more than 1 damage.
Pushing 3 through there.
Which is exactly what he needed.
Yep. So number 1, or yeah, that was number 1.
So he's dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Was that the console fire?
Yeah. It takes
Jesus.
damage on the console fire. Gets 3 hits back into Vermeil.
So 6.5. Maybe was the better set, not 7.5.
Yeah.
Wow, I took the under. Okay.
Oh no, more lines.
Wampa.
Evaded. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, Chris is down to very few tools. Okay, Gideon probably turns right here to avoid any bumps, like a hard 3 right. Wampa probably just tries to 2 forward after the striker has left that position. Maybe a 3 forward tops, but 2 bank maybe. Does the striker in the middle, like below Wampa, in between Gideon,
This one
just
here.
like aileron? Yeah. Does he just aileron forward and then sloop? Because I don't see a bank and then a hard turn getting his arc online.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably just needs to turn around.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think so.
The front one probably just ailerons and then sloops as well, right? And then Vader probably does a 2 hard, barrel rolls back in. And Countdown probably chases. Okay.
And
go
Vermeil
ahead.
doesn't move, so he can Death Trooper a lot of people.
Yeah, he could self bump if he wanted to, but I think he want Vermeil to still take a focus shot on Wampa and just try to like throw some damage in on him.
Yep.
Maybe try to kill Wampa. Okay. So he does the ailerons and then sloop.
Mhm.
Sure. Ailerons. Is he going to sloop right then? Okay.
Yep.
And 2 forward. Sure. Makes sense.
There's a
So then
3
Gideon does
turn.
the 3 hard just to get the hell out of there.
Yep.
Can't barrel roll, but tries to. Oh, wait, he can.
Yeah, he was just trying to go all the
Yep.
way back.
Yep. Makes sense. Now Gideon can just run away.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to participate if he doesn't have to.
Yep.
Countdown just clears. Is that an ailerons and then 1 forward?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Vermeil. Wait, hard turning's harder, isn't it? I was gonna say, yeah, he's not gonna go cute and like aileron that way and then hard turn the other way.
Yep. Did a bank and then a 1 forward.
Yeah, he's gonna have a nice shot on a stressed striker with no token. Get good. Okay, so Vader does a 3 bank that way. I wasn't sure if he was gonna come underneath the debris and then barrel roll back into relevancy, or if he was gonna go around.
Yeah. I mean, there it's probably you're in a good enough position that you don't have to push to get Vader back into the fight. So take the lazy way around and.
So he does use the other afterburners though.
Yep.
So then is he going to use the force to... Oh, so he's trying to target lock, right? Or is he just checking arc? I think he's...
No, it looks like he was checking arc.
Okay, so he chose not to use any force. Okay.
Oh no, he did use a force to focus.
Force. Okay. Sure. And then he's going to barrel roll, so he's going to use another force. Or no. I wonder if the arc check was just like an accidental button thing.
That could have been too.
We'll see if the force updates or not.
Yep.
Does. Okay. So then does he change his lock? Feel like he will? Because why not?
Right.
No.
Maybe not.
But I still see it unchanged.
Okay. 2 of 8s. Oh, I spent the focus. Okay.
Yep.
Oh!
Oh my.
Was that Wampa just blanking out? I'm pretty sure that was.
Believe so. Vader versus Wampa.
I'll see what ship gets
Range
moved.
3. That makes sense. 4 dice.
Okay. Travis did say he did lock. It just didn't move it.
Okay.
But it was.
that's what I
This is
thought.
a Wampa shot.
So Wampa's super got murdered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Takes a wounded pilot. That doesn't matter because he's dead.
You mean like a wounded pride?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, now we're down to 2 ships.
I'm still pulling for Chris to go 8 turns.
I don't believe it's gonna happen.
Travis using some of Morgan's dice.
Who needs mods? So hitting a crit.
Crit is Council Fire.
And this one's the one that hasn't been touched yet, right?
This is on number 5, I think.
From Vermeil. Yeah, Vermeil shooting, so it has to be
Yep.
5.
Okay. So then this must be countdown shooting at the same target?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, that seems good.
Yep.
Is that the
I
Council
think
Fire?
that's the console fire.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's the console fire. Okay, 2 hits. Probably going into Vermeil if I had to guess.
Yep.
Looks like it. So he's got half points on Vermeil.
I don't know, part of this feels like a football game where you're down by 21 at the end of the third quarter and Kevin's talking about time of possession.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they really controlled the ball well. Okay.
He's saying that.
This must be another shot at Vermeil.
Yeah, it was. So Walker, you saying that Kevin is the Madden of mission debriefing?
God, Joe Buck, maybe.
Whoa! Whoa! No! No!
Just a despicable act by Chris Allen right there.
This might
right,
be a good time,
so-
Kevin, to point out your challenge to our viewers that you posted earlier today.
How many do we have left?
I think we've got 2 more. We need 2 more.
2 more? We
Yeah.
need 2 more subs in order to do was it Farmer versus... What was the game? It was Farmer versus...
Howard.
No. It was Howard,
Duncan?
yes. It was Duncan versus Farmer.
Yep.
And we're 2 short.
Yep. 2 more subs. If we get 2 more subs, guys, we're gonna do that show, or we'll do another show tomorrow with that game. Oh, we're down to 1. Travis, thank you very much. Oh, there we go. We got it. Look at that.
So we hit it. So we might not be able to do it tomorrow yet because they have to play the game first.
Oh,
But we will get it
Reflex,
in as
thank you.
soon as we
Up to
can.
3.
wow, you guys are awesome.
All right.
Thank you very much.
So, yeah, thank you. So, all right, we will for sure now be doing Duncan versus Howard. God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And I didn't hear anything from Farmer saying like, "Oh, you should do this game."
Yeah.
So that must mean, well, he hasn't played it yet, has he? Duh.
No. So we're gonna have to pressure them to get that game
Yeah,
done.
I'll apply some pressure.
That's awesome. Thank you,
Awesome.
guys.
Thanks, guys. All right, so let's see. You just swing Vader and Gideon in on the bottom striker, and you leave the top striker to Vermile and countdown. Right?
Yep.
And you just try to end the game this turn.
Yes.
All right, that seems like the right
At
decision.
7, which I'm telling you makes 7.5 a great point to set for gambling.
Well, see, I'm banking that the
I
dice.
gotta get in on those crit coins.
Yeah, dice are gonna swing in Chris's favor. He's not gonna take as much damage. He's gonna have a ship left at the end of this
Hold on,
round.
I have a bold prediction. Chris doesn't get to roll any more red dice this game.
Oh, bold.
That's a bold prediction.
I don't know if that's actually that bold.
No, I don't feel like it's bold at all.
Let's see where are those arcs facing.
All right, so are we at the dial stage, or are you just is he already moving?
Yeah, already moving.
Okay.
I mean, I think we kind of agree what Travis was gonna do, and I mean, Chris is kind of limited on his options to do stuff, so just see what happens.
All right. Yep, I agree. Chris is kind of limited.
Well, I mean, both of his strikers were stressed, so.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, we just see like what, a 1-forward, take focus.
Yep.
And then with Vermile, do you just 1-forward, just aileron bump in and just say whatever? I don't have any mods. I guess.
Yeah, or I mean, you could aileron's bank, and then just bump into the back of countdown.
Yeah,
that's fine.
What I'm saying. Yep, bank in towards countdown like
yep.
that, like he's doing just now,
just,
and then
just like that.
1-4, and just be like, I like 4 dice.
Yep.
Kind of like your old T Manaru move.
And then I would pass him the focus target lock, and then I would scream obstruction because I get Fenrau's dice now.
Yep.
That was a really fun list.
There's Gideon turning in and Vader turning in as well.
Let me guess. Take a lock, take a focus, and drop a force down.
Yep.
Seems right. Surely you can't kill all my ships this turn, Chris. That's a good start.
Yeah, here's Vader shooting at number 2.
Ben's focus. Can you, just a quick question.
Okay.
Before Chris rolled his dice, could he have turned one of those to a crit with the chassis ability after he spent focus? Can you do that?
Didn't he do that for the first one?
Oh, I just assumed he rolled a crit.
No, I think that first crit was the ability.
I just looked at the log. Never mind.
Yep.
Okay. But in theory, could you, right? Because there's no determination on what dice you modify in what order, right? Like you can spend a focus to make them hits, and then you can take the chassis ability.
Sure.
And rotate it. I'm just curious. I haven't played Vader, so I don't.
I believe you're right, and there isn't a difference, right?
Well, I mean, it's just
on that dice roll, right? Because
on that dice roll,
you roll a hit, 2 focuses. It doesn't matter which die you're turning to a crit.
Okay.
So he's taking a crit on number 2. Panicked
Is
pilot.
Is this guy damaged or undamaged?
We will find out. Okay. 1 second here.
Chris, I think he's damaged.
You think? All right, so I'm waiting for him to drop hull value.
That was the one that has the council fire.
Okay.
So number 2, whatever one you put the council fire on.
And he got panicked, you said?
Yeah, he got a panicked pilot.
Okay, so he's got 1 health left?
Yep. And then the Gideon shot.
Yeah.
Or no, that wouldn't be Gideon. That would be countdown.
No, I think this was Gideon because he has a damage card on him. He gets to roll an extra dice.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
No, you're right.
20%.
Takes a crit. Hull breach, but dead.
And then this is probably countdown. Yeah, he spent the focus, so this
Yep.
was countdown. Spend the focus and dodge, and
Yep.
then go, uh-oh.
Ooh.
All right.
And
Oh, and
Vermeil's ability is going to make that 4. Is this one, has this taken any damage? It's got 2 left.
This one's at 2 health left.
Well then, game.
Oh, look, he never got to roll more red dice. What a valid prediction. Okay,
And the under was correct.
that's right. I
Yes.
was correct.
It was almost exactly the line too. 7.5 turns.
Yep.
So what can we take away from this one besides?
Don't joust.
Well, I mean, there's always someone who wants to joust, and
Sure.
someone who doesn't want to joust.
Right.
But if Chris would not have jousted, are the PS1 Sentinels capable of moving quick enough to get around and play that positional game against a list that has pilot skill advantage or initiative advantage?
Boy, I don't know. That would be an interesting game to watch, right? Like
Mhm.
if they replayed this and Chris decided not to joust and to try to be all cute.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be a closer game, but I mean, this wasn't too bad. Chris got to almost 80 points, so it wasn't like a massive crushing, but I mean, it wasn't good. He was off to a bad start by losing 2 ships before he could shoot, but he made a good recovery to 79 points.
Travis did say
I
that
think
he took away Chris's vote in whether they jousted or not.
I mean, he could have spread out a little bit.
Sure.
And he could have ran turn 1 a little bit, but yeah, you're right. You kind of did. So
Right.
What you're saying is
But
you,
with those ailerons, he has to 1 bank before he does his running anyway.
well,
Yep.
I think what Travis is also saying is really deep down he is a triple epsilon player.
Right.
Ouch.
Without a doubt.
That's harsh.
Alpha Wing is back.
Okay. Yeah. I feel bad. Like this wasn't a game where we could really have some fun decisions or discussions about decision trees.
hmm
But I mean, we got to see kind of a swarm, kind of.
I mean, I would.
What it looks like.
I think that would classify as a swarm because most people
Yeah.
are playing
Can we
3
call it
and
a
4.
spam
Well, yeah.
more than a swarm?
Sure. But we get to do farmers. I gotta double check what those lists are. See how excited I should get about this.
Probably not.
Well, I mean, I always like watching Duncan play.
Yeah, and Travis is bringing up a really good point in how to approach this. Is he said the biggest early decision is knowing that he's okay jousting.
Sure.
So analyzing your opponent's list and knowing what they can and can't do versus your list is very important.
So for the other viewers, then, Travis, what led you to the decision of you had the favorable joust? Was it the passive mods, or was it a combination of the passive mods and the initiative killing? Because I think that's probably what most people would ask next, right?
Mhm.
Like, how did Travis come to that decision?
Yeah, and that is a good point. You need to know how do you get to that decision and when should you make it, or decide that you joust or don't joust. I know in the stuff that Travis had posted on Facebook earlier, he was saying that he had, the advantage of he's going to, on average, kill 1.5 ships and roughly a 50% advantage to take out 2 in the opening engagement. And in the chat now, he's saying both passive and initiative. He has to block a lot of his list in order to remove mods.
Okay.
So, because it's difficult for Chris to get rid of a lot of those mods, you just pick up the joust.
So I looked at the lists. Duncan is playing Lulu, Ray, and Neon. Questionable list, Duncan. And Ryan is playing Han, Wedge, and Partisan Renegade. No wonder Zach wanted this game because it's got both Han and Wedge.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Travis
so-
is also saying because Vader puts out crits, and
You're right.
with no shields on Chris's whole list, yeah, put them crits down, make them pay.
Well, not only that, like it's all the synergies, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Vader's going to put a card in so Gideon can shoot, and
Mm-hmm.
Gideon's going to be able to possibly strip tokens so the other two can shoot, which will trigger. I mean, there's a lot of synergies that cascade. So yeah, I think that's a good analysis. So I will post on our Facebook as soon as I hear back that there's a log from Duncan and Farmer, and then we will let people know when we're doing that game as well.
Yep. I mean, I think we should, if we don't have that one, maybe in the next day or so, we will consider picking another one of the lists that, or another one of the matchups that everybody said they kind of wanted to see. Wasn't the next highest
Well, hold on.
Kevin
like
versus Nand?
Oh, shut up. Jesus.
No, I agree. We still need to do that. I'd like to see Farmer play again and get a little bit of redemption for his hot AC game that we covered last time.
Actually, Bun versus Tippett was next in the ranking, by the way.
Okay.
It had 4 votes.
Well, not if I go delete that one.
Well, and keep in mind, they haven't played the game yet, so we don't know if this is redemption at all for Farmer.
No.
Or if, like,
no,
every game we cover, Farmer looks terrible.
He did beat Morgan. At least he says he did. And he said he has a log to prove it.
But we didn't cover it, so...
Well, he also played the list I told him to play.
Ooh.
We didn't cover it. Did it really happen?
It's fake news.
Fake news.
So hopefully people liked us doing the vote, though. I think we're going to try to do that a little bit more once we get these games, so we can try to give you guys more of what games you want to see. Keep in mind, we don't watch the games in advance. We are just told, like, here's the logs that we have available. Where in this instance, I just looked at all the games and was like, all right, these guys have to play it because Ricky yelled at them.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all the games that we'll have. I know we at least have this log, so we'll do this one for sure. But we'll start to do that, and then maybe we'll incorporate some more goals to try to get some like double headers in and get more games broadcasted. And I've got some other fun ideas as we go. But yeah, we had some good support tonight, and I think it was good to see the activity. We've had a massive influx in the channel of people wanting to come in, so I think this was a good move in a good direction.
Yep. Yeah, and we really do appreciate you guys subscribing. That does mean a lot. It's nice to know that you are appreciative of what we are doing. So thank you very, very much.
Yep, and next week might be a little tough to figure out since I'm going to Crate Cup on Thursday. We might not be able to record before Sunday when I get back. But if we have some live games to do.
Yeah, if we do a show later this week, though, that will kind of be a stopgap for next week. So
sure. Yep.
Definitely more coming. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Travis, you better come up. Or you better go to Crate Cup. I heard Chris was lecturing you about how you can't just come up and concede.
All right.
I am. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.